Greetings and salutations. This is the Disgruntled Millennial broadcasting to you from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, and patriarchy. Today I want to talk a little bit about Donald Trump's AIDS Day statement and the reaction from the left. He released a heartfelt statement, and leftists just couldn't wait to get mad at him for basically singling out / not singling out the LGBT community. This, to me, is disgusting in more ways than one. First of all, I want to say that Trump was right in making a more broad statement to the public as opposed to identifying a certain victim group. After all, AIDS is a human virus. That's what, for those of you who don't know, the H in HIV stands for human. AIDS does not discriminate between race, gender, sexual orientation. Trump was also right to play it safe. He was damned if he did and damned if he didn't. If Trump had singled out LGBT communities, they would have screamed, "He's a homophobe. He said that AIDS is a gay disease." Donald Trump is basically saying that homosexuality is the disease and AIDS is the cure. Things have gotten so out of hand that this is not stuff that you wouldn't expect from the left. Now, let's just be glad that Trump didn't get really specific, because had he cited the actual statistics, he would have had to single out Black and Hispanic men. Black and Hispanic men, by and large, get the most AIDS out of anyone. Now, can you imagine the river of liberal tears that would flow if Donald Trump had singled out Black and Hispanic gay men? They'd be saying, Trump wants Black gay men to die. Trump wants Hispanic gay men to die. And then the lesbians would be all like, Trump ignores the lesbian community. All 6 of the lesbians who have AIDS. The left basically pulled the Black Lives Matter routine. They say Black Lives Matter. You say all lives matter. Then they say, wait a minute, you're excluding blacks. Now let's be clear. AIDS isn't an LGBT issue per se. If it's anyone's issue, it's a gay issue. 70% of all AIDS victims are gay, and they spread it through anal sex. That's the G in LGBT. Now, I know the lesbians love making everything about them, but I think they should just be lucky that they're not wasting away and stop appropriating other victimized groups' diseases. Let's be honest for a minute. Leftists don't truly care about AIDS patients, or should I say they don't truly care about preventing the spread of AIDS. In California, gay leftist lawmakers have made it legal to basically pass someone the AIDS virus. Leftists, if I were you, I would be glad that Trump didn't use his bully pulpit to raise awareness about your part in the AIDS epidemic. That is right, I said it. You have established a culture of sexually charged recklessness. All of your heroes are predators and molesters. You glorify sluts and vulgarity at all of your marches. You dress your children in pussy hats. You think that showing pride in yourself is dancing on a float in buttless chaps. Come on. You expose children to promiscuity and a lifestyle that scoffs at normal values and traditional families, values that, if upheld, would literally smite the AIDS virus in a few generations. Really, a little bit of chastity would go a long way in preventing the spread of AIDS. Yet you want to blame conservatives like Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump for ignoring you. But no, let's not talk about how most AIDS cases are preventable. Let's not talk about how random, promiscuous sex and a culture that applauds reckless behavior causes and adds to the possibility of being infected with the AIDS virus. It's just a fact. Your behavior matters. Let's not talk about how leftist culture has helped to spread AIDS. I don't care if you're gay. Being gay doesn't mean you have to plug every butthole that you come into contact with. Be as gay as you want, but acknowledge your own agency in what happens to you. Get tested regularly. Expect your partners to get tested. Try monogamy on for size. You might like it. And be grateful that the president was raising awareness about an issue that mostly affects people who you say that he hates. Any awareness that came out of his statement, it's going to help mostly the gay community. Stop whining about it. Now, leftists, you ought to stop throwing stones in glass houses and be grateful that President Trump didn't call you out by name on AIDS Day. The last thing you want is an honest conversation about who is mostly affected by AIDS and why. I'm the Disgruntled Millennial. Get me on Facebook, get me on SoundCloud, get me on YouTube. I'm at Shaq General on Twitter. Have a great day.